Greetings, trainers, and welcome to the Lavender Gym. My name is Raptor,
I am Tryaz.
and we are coming out to you this morning with a huge announcement.
We're talking so huge that Mother Nature herself is involved.
Yes, the earth will rise up and the seas will boil.
And Raycrazy will come say, "Stop it, you two!"
Yes, our announcement this morning is that Pokemon Omega, Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire have been announced.
Now, this has been much speculation ever since the announcement of X and Y, whether or not there's going to be a third-gen remake, and this morning, it was confirmed to be true. And
yeah, before we go any further, let's talk about some of the weird speculation that we had going into this.
Oh, so much speculation.
Yeah, because some people were thinking Pokemon Z, like Platinum, Emerald, Crystal, whatever.
Yeah.
But there was also X and Y 2, because people were thinking, well, maybe it's going to be like Gen 5.
Black and White 2, yeah, like true sequel.
And then there was the speculation that they would go straight to Gen 7.
Yeah,
plus and minus.
Yeah, that
north
was
and
going
south.
around for a while.
I really didn't
November.
like that rumor.
Yeah, and that it was supposed to be on both the Wii U and the 3DS, like the new Super Smash Brothers.
But, as it is confirmed now, it's another 3DS Gen 6 game. Personally, I'm cool with that. But, first and foremost, let's talk about whether or not we think this will be a remake or sequels to the original Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, it could go either way with this one. I mean, they have said they are remakes, but then again, they could have features that make it quote-unquote sequels to it, but I don't know.
The trailer itself says nothing about remakes or sequels. This whole thing about remakes is coming from the news sites reporting on it. So we have no official confirmation on whether it's one or the other. Now, if it is a remake, let's talk about the weird continuity situation here. You can have a Pokemon that originated in Ruby, and then by sending it through 3 generations, end up in a game that is supposed to be taking place at the same time in the same adventure. Which, I guess it's a minor detail.
Yeah, so basically your Pokemon's going to read, this Pokemon has traveled from the region of Hoenn through time and space, and you're going to have it in the region of Hoenn 3 generations later.
And consider that remakes in the past were always stated to take place concurrently with the new game at that time. Gen 2 had Diamond and Pearl and Gold and Silver. Gen 1 had Ruby and Sapphire take place at the same time as Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's consider that at this point we are about close to 4 to 5 years ahead of where Gen 4 ended.
Yeah.
And Gen 4/Gen 2 were about 3 years ahead, 2, 3, whatever, ahead of Gen 1. So right now, we are about 6 or 7 years ahead of Ruby and Sapphire's original timeline. So that's one thing that makes me think it'll be sequels. What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to tell at this point. It really could go either direction. More than likely, they're just going to be remakes. But like the whole timeline thing, that's always been fan speculation and fan thought to the degree of how the timelines actually work. And that's going to be in debate up in the air for who knows how long until we figure it out. I mean, they could even say that like Kalos is taking place at the same time in another region. But I know that's not true. I know that's not to be true, but they could somehow do that. I don't know. We can talk about this all day.
Here's a minor detail that would say that Kalos has to be ahead of
the hologram Pokedex.
Well, the hologram Pokedex, but also the existence of Black and White Kyogre. That Pokemon could not exist until Black and White 2 when the DNA splicers were invented.
Very true. Because
they did not exist in the past. They weren't some relic that could be found.
True.
They were created by Team Plasma.
True.
But, let's move on. Let's move on into something that's kind of related to this topic. New Megas.
Now, as soon as I saw the post online this morning, there was already speculation of Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre.
Yeah, and the reason for that is that these remakes usually if it's a sequel especially, they always got to try to take it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Black and White versus Black and White 2. They took it to the next level by having Black and White Kyurem, who were more powerful than Zekrom and Reshiram.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with this idea of Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre, look at the cover. These Pokemon are clearly regular Groudon and regular Kyogre, unless their Mega forms are just them glowing brighter.
Well, I mean, that's going to be hard to tell. I mean, we do know that Latios and Latias get their Mega Evolutions. Who knows how that event's going to go down. So there could possibly be something like that. There are the possibility for other Megas. And even going on to the other Mega subject, there's been a lot of fan art going around about different type of Mega Evolutions for a lot of different Pokemon.
Yeah, so consider that in the past, they never had a problem with adding new forms of Pokemon within the same generation. Because you had, Origin Form Giratina and Sky Shaman added in Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had all those forms of Deoxys floating around in Gen 3.
Yeah.
And then you had Black and White Kyurem and Justice Keldeo.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really... Game Freak clearly has no problem with introducing new Megas. Now what I'm thinking is, if there are new Megas, there probably may be, Megas of the main trio, but we'll see about that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, we already got Mega Blaziken, so Mega Swampert, Mega Sceptile.
Yeah, I think they are not far behind.
No, I would not be surprised to see those Mega Stones in this.
Which, it'd be great. I would love to see more starter Megas.
Yeah, seriously. Mega Typhlosion, bring it on!
Yeah, that would be amazing. It was my favorite. And it's
the best starter. That's a fact.
Yeah, and oh my god, Mega Swampert. That thing will be nightmarish.
Gastrodon on steroids.
Oh my god. Well, so also Gen 5 Megas. Seriously.
Yeah, and Gen 6 Megas. Gen 5 and Gen 6. Gen 6 obviously for obvious reasons, but Gen 5 saw absolutely
zero Megas.
No, it's just why? Why? I mean, they had so many good things you could have.
I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is really a topic for another video.
Of course.
But from what it's been gathered, X and Y were in development at the same time as Gen 5. And that a lot of people believe that Gen 5 was essentially a placeholder generation until they could finish Gen 6.
That makes sense because there's a lot of people, even I, was skeptical about looking at some of the Pokemon going, I don't know. And some of those I use on my team now, like Amoonguss. Like, I thought that thing would be useless, and Amoonguss is OP and will always be OP.
That was stumbling onto
usefulness and stuff, but in general appearance, that's why it makes sense.
And there's some good ones, and I'm sure there'd be things like Mega Hydreigon or Mega Haxorus, but so that's the deal with that. But let's move on down the line.
Now, something that we have all absolutely fallen in love with and have begged Game Freak for forever: character customization. Are we going to be able to customize Brendan and May? I hope so.
I mean, I'm sure we will, but I tell you, with that character customization, they're not going to look like Brendan or May anymore.
Oh, of course not, dude. Of course not.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to what I did in X and Y and give them some baggy cargo pants, a black T-shirt, and a beanie.
Dude, I switch between the seasons. Summer I rock the T-shirt and shorts. Winter I rock the snowboarding gear.
Was there a wintry environment in Ruby and Sapphire? I can't quite remember.
No, there was not. There was
because it's based on
why can't I remember any towns? Lava Ridge Town.
Yeah, it's based on Okinawa, which is the southernmost island of Japan.
Yeah. It's not Lava Ridge Town. What's the northern town?
Lava Ridge is under a layer of ash.
No, not Lava Ridge. Lava Ridge is where you get the 4th badge. It's the northern town.
Yeah.
I can't remember its name right now. Please comment below about that.
Please, even if we sound like idiots, correct us because we'd like to know.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I played Ruby and Sapphire, even though I played the hell out of those games. But kind of going back to character customization, this is something I'd like to even see, like with X and Y continue. Could we see like color changes and maybe being able to purchase older generation clothes?
Oh yeah,
like being able to dress up as Red or Ethan or Chris or anybody from the old
Yeah,
past
that would
generations.
be a
Like,
nice
a
little
little-
Easter egg.
Exactly, like something like that would be nice, you know? I mean, that's just a side note for me, but I'm pretty sure other people are thinking about it too.
All right, yeah, and so let's go on with general improvements compared to X and Y. A better post game. That's what we're really hoping for here.
We all remember Emerald was the game that introduced us to the Battle Frontier. Could we see a return? Well, I'd like to see a return.
Oh, for sure. Let's consider that because Battle Frontier came around in Emerald, wasn't in the first games.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we got to Diamond and Pearl, it was not around, but it came back in Platinum.
And
it
Heart Gold and Soul Silver was there as well.
So, and Black and White 2 didn't really have a battle.
It had the Pokemon World Tournament, which was actually awesome because
I
you could battle
adored the World Tournament.
Dude, battling old leaders, old champions, like
after seeing the Hoenn gym leaders gone for about close to 10 years at that point.
Yeah, no, that was awesome to be able to go fight Chuck and everybody. No, Chuck's second gen, excuse me. Who was my favorite to fight in third gen?
I
think all of them, actually. I enjoyed all of them. Although Liza and Tate were pretty annoying.
Tate and Lisa, they were the most challenging for me because I picked Blaziken, of course, and I was expecting my Wailord to demolish them with Surf, but their special defense is so high. They're like, fuck you.
No, I'd like to see like maybe even a combination of both. Like have like the Battle Frontier and then have like the World Champion somewhere else. So have both options.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe have it as a secret tower that you can unlock after you beat the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of the Battle Frontier or the Battle Tower, let's look at the fact that both Fire Red and Leaf Green and Heart Gold and Soul Silver had amazing post games.
And all the post game that Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald had, besides Battle Frontier with Emerald, was going around and collecting the Legendaries and learning to read Braille.
Yeah, and then look at X and Y. It's post game. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Looker quest.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's really nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, really everything's more focusing about the online.
Yeah, there's plenty to do if you start getting into the online stuff, but for solitary players who aren't into that, and there are plenty of them.
Oh, yeah. But that's why I think bringing the Battle Frontier back in the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire will allow the online feature to be used a lot more, because in the old Battle Frontiers, you could get online and go search and partner up with somebody from around the world and compete in a series of Battle Frontier levels with them.
Yeah, and let's consider...
And with it being much more accessible than it was in 4th Gen.
Yeah, let's consider that X and Y only in the main game only introduced 3 new legends. And then they add in legends from the older games.
Yeah, but then don't forget we still have the trio that's still coming up in events.
Wait, let's keep them out of the equation for now.
Okay.
We were just talking about what you can get in the game so 3rd gen had a good amount of legends.
We had the Legendaries, that's 3.
Plus the weather trio, so that's 6.
But you can only get 2 of them depending on the version, so...
But
still, that's still 3.
And then, so that puts us at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Plus plus Latias and Latios,
mm-hmm.
so that puts us at 8. Then we add Deoxys and Jirachi.
9,
so
10.
That's 10 legends. So that could be some good post-game content, hunting down those, although, let's face it, Jirachi and Deoxys will not be available in the game unless they really want to be nice.
Another thing that I want to see come back is post-game. Move tutors, damn it! We all know it. We all in the competitive scene know it. We miss our move tutors. I especially miss my Icy Wind Lantern. That thing, was such a tank.
Now,
basically a Rotom Wash, except the ground weakness.
Now, I'm guessing you can't pass those move...
I tried. I'm crossing my fingers they'll release a patch for it, like with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But I'm not holding my hopes up. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm not holding it into high hopes.
Yeah, and in another post game thing, maybe we'll get more areas. That'd be great.
That'd be interesting to see. Like
expand the underwater ruins.
That would be nice. I'm gonna like to see Dive return. That's gonna be really nice to see Dive return as a field move too.
Yeah, and maybe
because the only way to get those clam pearls at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, pain in the ass. And there's one more thing that we really need to touch on. You need to remember this when going forward. we've been speculating like mad here, saying what we think will happen, what we want to happen. But
this only came out literally less than an hour ago as of recording this podcast. We saw no gameplay. All we got was the cover art, which is
cover
actually
art
displayed
and
right now.
And some teaser text saying a brand new adventure.
Which isn't brand new, but it's brand new to the kids who don't know necessarily what it is. We all hope that these will actually happen. Please do post down below what you guys think will happen. Comment, share,
And
do all that fun
also,
stuff.
We're about, May's the 5th month. So we're 6 months from release. That's not really that long if you think about it.
Well, X and Y was announced in February, and it only took
January.
January, so it only took 9 months for them to have from announcement to release. So
well, last few years, Pokemon's been getting one out about every year.
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty. I think that's the thing, and we could very well see 2015 Z version.
And because think about it, we had Heart Gold and Soul Silver in 2010, Black and White 2011.
Black and White 2, 2012, X, 13, and now Omega, Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire.
And to think, I criticize Call of Duty for having a new game every year. Although Pokemon does have 2 teams going at all times, so each game gets to have the ideal development time.
And the mechanics are always switching up a little bit. It's not camping and point and shoot and run and screaming at little 10-year-olds.
So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing screenshots and gameplay within the next few weeks.
Seriously.
And there's going to be a blow-up at E3.
Oh, yeah, no, there's got to be. I mean, there wasn't really one for X and Y.
But that's because X and Y showed a good amount of stuff in the first trailer.
Oh, yeah, no. Releasing it this close to E3, there's going to be some major questions at E3.
And you know what? I'm interested to see if anything from these Ruby and Sapphire games has been Smash Bros. And just not seen yet. That's supposed to come out during the summer.
Yeah, true. I forgot about that.
There may be an arena from the new Ruby and Sapphire.
Well, they've already confirmed that Illumia City is an arena, but that's only available in the 3DS version.
We're getting on topic, but that's mostly because the 3DS has things based on handheld games.
Yeah, no.
So, and these are handheld exclusives, so we may very well see something. But anyways, anything else you want to say about this announcement this morning?
No, I said exactly what I wanted to say for the information that we were given, which was the cover art.
Yeah, basically. It's fun to speculate, but you only speculate so much when you have that little to go off of.
Yeah, we will bring you guys up-to-date information as it is announced and our own thoughts and ideas. Feel free, as I said before many times throughout this podcast, comment below, share your ideas, thoughts. We would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and the gym is closed.